going on, everyone? Cristian We're here with Relate to Elevate, your podcast, where we're talking about personal relationships and how you can elevate your business by getting some of those life lessons. We're here today with none other than our co-host, Miss
Sandra Gonzalez
and Stephen Herrera. I thought he was going to say something clever like this.
All right, let's go ahead and try that again with Miss
Sandra Gonzalez
and Mr.
Stephen Herrera. There we go.
That's where you had that. You remember his last name. Okay. Guys, today we are joined by special guest, super rock star, Mr. Entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur himself, Mr. Jacob Davis. Mr. Jacob Davis, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Cristian. Good to be here.
Jacob, no, you got to act like enthusiastic, like you're happy to be here. Yay! I was excited. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here, guys. He just gets nervous around other superstars. Like, no, camera. He's camera shy. Yeah, nothing. Oh, pretend that they're not there. We're just going to have a normal conversation. It's kind of hard because they're like, yeah, like they're staring at you. You guys remember, was it Talladega Nights? Where the guy's like, what do I do with my hands? Great movie. Remember, if you're not first, you're last.
Have you ever seen that?
Never.
What? Little baby Jesus? Oh, come on, guys.
I do.
Little baby Jesus.
Have you seen it?
No,
Get you some shit.
that was more like they lost brain cells. No, it's fucked up movies.
Don't even play the role. You guys are as old as we are. So
I didn't say
don't
that.
even, yeah.
Just didn't.
Don't
Say
even
that.
acknowledge before our time.
You know what? We weren't talking about before our time. We were just saying they're stupid enough that we didn't want to see them.
Wow, sorry. Check up the big brain on Sandra. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah. Guys, today we're
I think
talking.
that was part of the movie too.
Yeah. Says the guy who didn't see it.
I mean,
got him.
I've never seen it.
Got him. All right, guys. So today's topic, we always want to relate personal. Are you two done over there?
Can't we just have a chit chat?
Do it off the air. Jeez,
We're related to Olivia right now.
We're reading
by yourself. We're supposed to relate to everybody with
And
that.
they see the communication
jealous?
among two friends.
A little bit.
Yeah, she'll listen to her later.
He feels separation anxiety.
Yes.
A little bit.
Because usually he's right next to me. So, you know.
So here's a little
Like
secret.
this to him.
Here's a little secret. The reason why
Back. Just tell me when you're ready to.
the reason
Okay,
why I've
so
been
you
inviting
can-
guests is so I can have separation.
Thank you.
My God, this show's gonna go.
You do it to him. Go ahead.
Okay, let's go.
Oh,
Okay.
You're fine.
Whenever we're ready.
We're relating.
We're relating.
We're waiting to you.
Truth be told, the reason why I keep inviting guests is so I have separation between Sandra and I. But anyway,
Because you have separation anxiety.
I want to move away, not get closer.
oh, so it's your way of trying to cope?
He's trying to cope.
Coping mechanism.
Possible.
Yeah.
It's
We
okay.
get you a blanket.
It's okay. No problem.
Tear.
We get you a blanket.
Oh my God, yeah, I want to be next to Sandra.
It'll smell like Sandra. You can hold it and be like, she's there with me.
I'll spray it with my perfume.
Please don't.
Ooh.
Please don't.
We could get you
Steven, how much you know about spraying stuff? And is that how you learn about it? Actually?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I do know about separation anxiety because my dog had it a considerable amount.
Wow.
Now you have the same separation anxiety.
Yeah.
I mean, that's her dog. My dog.
So
is-
my-
too.
It's funny that he edits the show. Otherwise, I would have edited that part out. But anyway,
What? Would I say that you have separation anxiety of my dog? Or
you made me sound like I was a dog.
oh, no. See, there we go again in communication. I didn't make you seem like that at all. I was talking about my dog. You try to make a crack. I
We know-
deflected.
We know you have horrible communication skills.
Okay.
All right.
Look,
Back to the show.
back to the show because you're acting weird today.
Dude, we're going to be 45 minutes in and then we're not going to talk about our topic. So whenever you guys are ready,
We're ready.
what is it? That mic keeps moving.
It's
All by
ready
itself.
for
It's because of
you.
your magnetic personality.
Yeah.
I like that. There you go.
Good. All right, guys. So today's topic, just let it go. It's gonna come this way, anyways.
There.
Now it's going the opposite way. All right.
Go. Let it go.
Like today, like every topic, we always want to relate personal and romantic relationships, even family relationships, to business relationships. And today the topic is: do we still talk to our exes? Like, do we talk to our?
Do we still try to be friends with our exes? Why would think is a better? It's a better topic that I would discuss.
Well, funny from the guy who said,
This
this is what we're going to talk about. And I said it verbatim, and now he corrects me on
No,
that. Go ahead, sir.
I actually corrected you 3 times, but you are listening.
Well, then you go ahead to the show.
The topic of today is going to be: should we stay friends? Should we stay friends with our exes? Should like
I mean, I can be friends with my ex. I don't have an issue with that.
really?
Yeah.
Well, so
I mean, not like besties or anything, but have a civil conversation if need be. I guess it would depend on your ex, right? It would depend if you have maybe a child together. You kind of have to be civil, right, in order to co-parent, exactly. And even if your child is old already, you still, even if you don't have to co-parent per se, you still want to be civil to the person that's the parent of your child.
So the reason why I had thought about it, because we were thinking about some topics, and I was trying to brainstorm for Cristian so he wouldn't have to worry about it so much. So I found this topic, and then I actually somebody actually was discussing the same topic. And so what they were saying is that the problem is, you have one party, and this isn't a physical or a personal relationship. You have one party that has that still may not want to let go of the past, and that it takes people with the individual said mature emotional intelligence to be able to do that. Because are you with them because are you staying in contact with them because you still want to try to see if there's a chance, or are you really genuinely being there just to be a friend? So, and then they talked about the intimate relationship and how that could be coming in play. And so it was very interesting dynamics. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I think they said statistically it doesn't work. So,
All right.
and that's a wrap.
It brought up something that triggered in my mind right now. Recently, there was a separation of a personal relationship with me, and the person wants to be my friend, and I was like, not for it. I'm like, nah, why? We can't do that. Because what Steven said, because there's always one party that doesn't want to let go of that romantic relationship, and there's the other one who's like, nah, we're just gonna be friends. I'm like, no, like we've gone past the point of being friends, and we can't go backwards.
But
I don't think.
Here's the opposite side. If you do it slowly and you're actually your friends before the relationship, then I think you can, if as long as that friendship was respected and there was no whatever, I think you can go back to that.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there, because if you had a friendship before your romantic relationship and the friendship was working, and then you took it to the next level of being romantic and that didn't work, it's like, maybe we'll just go back to being friends because that worked really well. That's a thought.
Okay, this is the part of the show where I say that I feel attacked by these two. So yeah, I feel attacked.
Well,
No. But
He is always feeling attacked.
But Johnny, shout out to Johnny Martinez. Johnny on the last episode, he did talk about that. Johnny said, like, if you have to be someone's friend first before you get romantically involved with them.
Right.
See, well, okay, the rhythm of this. Both of us didn't begin as friends. We both just jumped into something, and now that person wants to be friends, and I don't.
well, right, because it was based on lust and whatever, and so that's what whoever's target is that's what your goal is. But if you enter a friendship where you're just friends and it progresses to something more on a romantic level, then, and I've had it happen where I can honestly go back to not having an interest in them on a personal
Can
level.
they just beat a friend? You're going back to
Without a problem.
Going back.
Personally.
I think I can do that too. I mean, I'm friends with my ex, and
Well, it's different. Are you talking about your ex-husband ex with a kid?
yeah, both of my exes.
Well, right, but not like. See, your situation and Jacob's situation is different because you two are married.
Well, I feel
Yeah.
now I feel attacked.
Yeah. Jacob, no, because
Because y'all are like players like us.
no, edit that out. No,
I've heard that.
No, I'm not a
Because y'all
player.
are out there.
I'm not a player. I just crush them. Oh, anyway,
I knew he was gonna
Because
go
they're
there.
married.
anyways, okay, so they can't relate to that because they've been, married for so long that they're not like you and I, where we have relationships that, boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever, and then things didn't work out.
Yeah, I
Right?
right.
So it's different for them. But what are you guys' thoughts on
I'm single.
not? I didn't say you weren't, Sandra. Jeez, all right. For everyone that didn't catch that, she's single,
Yes, I'm single.
ready to mingle on a domingo.
No.
We got it. Okay. All right. So for you two, not counting your spouse now or your ex-spouses that you have children with, but if you two were in a romantic relationship with someone and things fizzle off, could you still be friends with that person? Could you still talk to them and be 100? Now, there's like Johnny said on the last episode, that's a loaded question. Here's part of the loaded question part. Can you be like, can we talk about everything friends or no?
I don't know. I think that would be hard. Not for me. For me, I'm like, okay, whatever. I could be a friend, sure. But I think it would have to be a two-way street where they're going to be comfortable with you dating somebody else or being around somebody else or vice versa.
But we can't tell them everything about someone else that we're dating.
Why? He's your
You
friend.
just said, well, what if that person is still holding on and you might hurt their feelings by talking
But
openly?
then that can't be a friend then. You
I'm gonna
can't really be a friend if you can't tell him anything and everything.
I'm going to go back because I normally will, but then I also respect the person because I know I wouldn't like it.
Exactly.
Me personally, I don't want to hear about that.
Right.
So if I don't want to hear about it,
So it's with limitations.
it's just for me.
Boundaries.
It depends. If the breakup was I was the dump B and I still cared for the person, I don't want to hear about it. Now, be a friend, give some suggestions, but I don't want to hear about the romantic freaking weekend. No, I don't.
But what if you're the dumper?
Then out of respect, because I wouldn't want to hear it if I was dumped, I wouldn't want to do that to them either. I think that would be a power play if you're talking about that and you're gloating. I guess shares it.
That would be
How
like
fresh is the breakup? If the breakup was like a month ago, then I think that's poor class. If it was 2 years ago, then I think it's okay. If you become friends or still remain friends after 2 years after your breakup, I think then you should be okay. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I don't know. Men are kind of weird, right? So
Okay, and women are not. And women are not weird. Okay.
we are. We're all weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you guys more so than us.
I don't know. I mean, I know some men that are,
Pretty weird.
yeah.
I feel triggered again. It's okay. It's okay.
I mean, I think it depends. It depends, because for me, there's levels. You say friend, but like I have people that say, man, I have a lot of friends. Oh,
I
right.
don't have a lot of.
But I don't have a lot of friends.
I have a lot of acquaintances.
A lot of acquaintances. That's the key is, so when you're in a relationship, because you're talking about romantic relationship that was split up, right? It ceased, right, to be romantic.
Right.
What category of friend are they now? Because like what Steven was saying was like, well, are you talking about new relationships to them? Because that triggers some things in them and emotions, right? Because
they loved you at some point.
yeah, because there was a love factor somehow or lust, as what you said, right? He said it, yeah.
I was directed toward his. But anyway,
But same difference.
Yeah, same difference. So it really depends on what category. I think when you say friend, like, can you be friends with your ex? Well, there's levels to that. Right?
Like, are you just like a casual friend? Hey, how are you? How's it going? See you later. Or
I'm a bestie.
yeah.
see, but I'm
Bestie.
gonna say no on that because if I'm gonna talk to someone, then that I've given them my time, and if I'm gonna do that, then there's a friend. If I don't want to talk to them, I'm not gonna care. So I don't have the levels. Either I talk to you because you're a friend, or I don't. And that's just it.
So where does that leave us when we talked about on the last episode when you're married to your best friend? Aren't there levels to that too?
No.
No,
When you're married to your best friend, you're married to your best friend. Your best friend is your best friend. You talk to them about anything and everything. Of course, obviously, you're not going to be talking to your spouse about a romantic relationship because you shouldn't be having one. So, you should with somebody else. I mean, you shouldn't be having a romantic
Playing devil's
relationship.
advocate, that you don't tell them everything. You're not your best friend. Well, you should be cheating.
Well, you shouldn't be cheating if you're married.
Who's talking about cheating?
Well, you are.
I never said that.
Well,
You didn't use the word, but there was a connotation.
yeah, you don't tell them everything. We're talking about cheating
How do we go to cheating when I say you don't tell them everything?
because
I
I
didn't say that.
said,
You said.
I said
You said.
you shouldn't be talking to them about romantic relationships because you shouldn't be having one. So
You said that.
so
I
because
said
we were
everything.
listen,
It's getting heated in here.
We were
It's getting hot in here.
No, we were
I want to have it
talking.
on film. I didn't say that. We can roll the tape back.
We were talking about earlier,
Right.
talking to your exes. You know, do you talk to them about everything? And he was talking about, you know, do you talk to them about your current situation or whatever?
I heard the word romantic somewhere.
Right?
I heard the word
I
romantic
just letting her
somewhere.
go. See where she's going. She's like digging a deeper hole. And I'm like, no one said cheating. No one said that. I said about
But I
everything.
did. But I did.
Listen, I'm not going to talk to my best friend about taking a dump. That's not cheating, but that's not talking about
Why wouldn't you?
that. Why would I?
Why?
My
Well,
point.
if you,
Why
and there
would
was
I?
a reason why.
Oh, babe, I was there and what? Why?
Why? Well, if you're having like stomach problems or whatever, we talk about everything. My stomach hurts. Why? Or do
But
you
you
have
see the
diarrhea?
difference? She was right, Christian, when you had
When you have a
when you were
best
sick
friend,
the
you
other
talk
day.
about
Who were
everything.
who were you talking to?
You.
He was late. From
I have a stomach ache. Did you go to the bathroom?
was-
Do you have
he was
diarrhea?
in the
Do you
car.
have
He was like,
constipation?
he comes up my bunch of that, and I was like,
So then it leads to this question, and I gotta apologize, guys. We just started. We dove right into it. Hey, so we just say Thunder. Tell us who you are. I'm just like 15 minutes
the
in.
guy. I'm just a guy. Like
Jacob, Jacob.
Romantic.
See, because we know you.
romantic.
We know you. We know who you are. We know what you do. But talk to the audience. Tell us who you are. Born, raised, family, kids. Tell us what it is that you do for a profession, because we didn't get into that. We should have started that way, but such a good topic that we're talking about.
It's an amazing topic. Amazing
It's,
topic.
it's pretty good.
I
Right?
who picked it up?
You did.
Well, excuse me. Now you take credit for
I
it?
mean, you did defer and said, well, how was the topic?
Because earlier he told me to say this verbatim, and I did. He's like, no, that's not what I meant. Friends, not talk.
You
Whatever.
know,
I'll rub your thoughts later.
Okay.
Cristian,
Go ahead,
why
Jacob.
do you
Tell
have
us-
to be rude?
Tell us a little bit about.
Why be?
Are you done?
Yes.
Jeez, because then we'll just call it the Stephen and Sandra show for the next
We
episode.
should, right?
That's what it was. I'm not gonna be laughing when I was show off next week. You ready, Jacob? Tell us a little bit.
So he'll be the guest next time.
All right.
Oh, I'm trying to get you a sponsor on the show. Go ahead.
Back to the romantic, or where?
Okay, tell us a little bit about you. Wait, tell me about this Leverage Nation, because I'm just looking at it. I'm like, what the heck is he talking about? It's not.
It's a
even
thought
spelled right.
disruptor.
So
It's disrupted her.
it disrupted my
disrupted her
brain.
thought.
My brain
It's a
is just like,
brain.
help! Tell me something about this, because I'm just all messed up. Tell me.
So I'll back it up a little bit, and I will say this: thank y'all for having me on the show. Been following you guys, of course, since Cristian told me, and y'all are doing amazing. It's really cool. The dynamics are great, and
What do you know?
the dynamics are great on this side of the room.
Dang!
Just kidding.
That's why we have
You can cut that
separation with,
Back
you
to
know,
this.
with,
Back to
with
this.
people.
I get it. The three amigos. Okay, back to this. I shall go.
So it's a great show. I think that you guys are touching on some topics that folks are not touching on. And just being real. You know, of course, you mentioned Johnny earlier. Johnny was on my show. You were on my show, and I really appreciate that. You know, you guys came early, right? And now you have this show, and it's great. You're touching on topics that people are not doing, right? And makes a lot of sense to have those conversations. So back to who I am, Jacob Davis, and I'm simply just a man. Like, you know, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a son, I'm a brother, and a friend to many. You know, at the end of the day, those are the things that I want to be known for. The rest of it is just icing on the cake, you know, because things change, right? One minute you can be employed, the next minute you're self-employed, the next minute you're unemployed.
Ah,
Yeah.
Things change in the blink of an eye, and
yeah.
we've seen that, right?
We've seen it. Yeah.
We've seen that happen. We've seen one minute you're in the circle, then you're out of the circle, and then you are the circle, and then you're a square.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I love it.
Yeah. Like
For
stuff
sure.
changes. You know, COVID showed us a lot, but life will continue to show us a lot. We learn about people every single day. And, you know, so Leverage Nation, back to that. Leverage Nation is something I started over a year ago. I love brand building. I love building brands. I love the operations side of business. And that's my tool bag, right? Like I have a tool bag. I feel like there's some sharp tools in there and There's some that are okay, some that are a little dull, but the sharpest ones that feed my soul are the ones that have to do with branding. And starting from zero, somebody says, I have a vision. Cristian and I know y'all as well, have that creative side of us. We love the creativity. Like he and I have bounced so many ideas. What about this? What about that? Let's do this. Let's do this. And what about that idea? And then it's like domain names. And, we have 100 domain names. And next thing you know, it's like, but it's all the creativity side of our brain, right? I can do this. I can do that. And the cool thing is, Cristian told me, I remember one time when I started Leveragt Nation as a podcast, the idea was to be able to showcase entrepreneurs, business owners, sales professionals, anybody in the field of entrepreneurship and business ownership and sales, right? Being able to showcase them, tell their story, who they are, what they're doing, and how they leveraged an opportunity somewhere in life, whatever that may be, right? That has turned into a couple of things. It still is a show, podcast show, primarily on YouTube. I like to record once a week, and but it turned into a few other things. So I do brand coaching, helping folks understand and identify leveraged opportunities that may be at their fingertips. So there's leverage opportunity all around us. The thing is, we sometimes don't recognize it because it doesn't show up in a pretty box with a little red bow.
Right.
And we miss that opportunity, right? So the entrepreneurs that I have worked with and continue to work with right now, that's what I do, is help them understand leverage opportunities within their marketplace. Right? I think we use that word marketplace very loosely. Today, people say, oh, the marketplace. Well, is your marketplace the same as mine?
It's everyone's the same. Everyone's on Facebook. You see what I did there? Sorry, go ahead. So you like that? You like
Yeah, that was good. That was real good. That was real good. So there's no marketplace in Instagram.
I don't know, because everyone uses Facebook Marketplace. Go ahead. Sorry, I lost track.
When I think marketplace, my brain goes to insurance because we
See, and I'm not in that marketplace.
see
That's my point.
And it is open enrollment.
yeah, it taught us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so anybody needs
Medicaid?
insurance? Let me know. I don't know. I don't do Medicaid.
No, not that kind of insurance.
What?
From the marketplace.
So marketplace, yeah.
Marketplace insurance.
See, different marketplace. Right. Different. Not Facebook. Not Facebook. That's
So you touched on something that I know for a fact. Like we've been in business with other individuals. Then at the end, things didn't work out the way that we all planned. And no one goes into business thinking they're going to fail, or no one goes into business thinking that we're going to separate. No one goes into business thinking that we're not going to be friends at the end of this. And we talked about that on the show as well.
Yeah.
Someone taught me recently, which was an eye opener. They taught me, before you get married to someone in business, figure out what the exit strategy is. Figure out how the divorce is going to go. Who keeps what percentages? Do we still end up as friends? What happens if this thing doesn't work out? Because I think we have to play devil's advocate. I think too many times we go into business thinking that everything's going to be perfect. We're still going to be friends at the end of this. We're going to make a whole bunch of money and rule the world. But most of the times it doesn't happen that way. Or sometimes it doesn't happen that way. If you're one of the people that have started a business with your friends or family members and you guys are doing great, awesome, more power to you. But not everyone's that fortunate. What happens when there is a friendship and then things go south in the business? Do we still talk to those people? Going back to our topic, do we still keep in touch? Are we still friends? Are we not?
So why wouldn't you want to talk to the people that you were in business with? I'm not understanding what the reason for that is.
What did they do wrong?
Okay, well that's a different story. Because if you started a business and you wholeheartedly went at it and both of you were working together and the business failed.
Right.
Not because you did something or they did something, but it was just the bad business and you failed, then there's no reason for me not to talk to you because you're still my friend. But now we start a business together. We're going and doing the business. It's doing well. It's doing okay. It fails because you embezzled money. Well, then maybe I won't want to talk to you then anymore because now you're not my friend because you're embezzling money. So there's a difference, right?
But you got to think of it like this. You normally don't break up with a person because y'all are happy. So any type of business relationship, typically when it dissolves, typically is.
Well, not necessarily in the situation that I
No,
said
in the one you
first.
did, but I mean, most people are going to, when you talk about not talking, I guess when we're talking about the non-relationship, we're talking about a bad relationship, like a breakup. Where was it?
But a breakup could be a breakup, even though your business failed, but your friendship didn't.
No, I agree with that.
So then we would still be talking to.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But I don't think on that side I would work business wise. It'd have to be the first example where you said you tried, it didn't work, didn't gel, bye. But and then you try again. I agree with that.
I think that part of what you were touching base on in using it to the relationships and in business, right? Because there's two things that I'm talking about. So I think it's like this, right? Most people are not getting prenups, prenuptials. And why is that? Because it's uncomfortable.
Because
It's uncomfortable to say, hey, honey, I love you, but I have so much money. I want you to sign this agreement just in case it doesn't work out. Right? So in a relationship.
and then she'll go,
Yeah.
really? You're going to
But
marry me and you think it's not going to work out? Then why bother to marry me? I don't want to marry you now. Forget it.
See, I think that happens in business. People get in business together and they're kind of the same hesitation. They're afraid to talk about it. They're afraid to address it, right? And put it in the prenup and put it in the LLC, put in the exit strategy like you talked about.
But, if you hire a good attorney, an attorney puts those in there for you. They ask you the questions and you answer them together and they put it in there for you. So it's not that big of a deal. And when the attorneys do it, it makes it so much easier than having to talk about it yourselves.
Yeah.
Because they ask you the questions and then you just say, whatever it is that you want it to be. And then when they put the documents together, you just read them and go, okay, well, this is our exit strategy. And they call it an exit strategy. They don't call it.
Yeah, they don't call it
like a breakup.
Breakup code.
They call it an exit strategy. So they make it seem like it's okay to exit.
An okay thing.
Yeah, like you're gonna, what if you make $500 million? Do you want to continue in this business, or this is the way that you exit out?
The buyout options.
Yes, all of that stuff. Yeah. So if you have a really good attorney, then they put all those together for you, and you don't have to worry about how are you going to ask the question of the prenup, right?
Yeah. So are we talking to our exes or not? Well, here's the thing. You asked about business, so I'll go there, right? Okay. I've had business partnerships, and some of them have ended okay, and some of them haven't, right? And I've had employment situations that ended. Some of them were amazing, and some of them weren't. It's going to happen. So I can speak to both of those scenarios. One of my earliest business partners, we had a lot of businesses together. We opened a lot of businesses, and he really wasn't a people person. He made no bones about it. He would tell you to your face, I'm not looking for more friends. And he was probably the best business partner I ever had.
Why? The best to say it like already.
Because it was very clear and concise. He was very clear about what he wanted to accomplish and very disciplined in that. And he made no bones about it.
I mean, I can respect that because, when you say what you feel and feel what you say, then I don't understand why people try to beat around the bush and say something
and change it up and later on get your feelings and emotions in play. He was not that dude by any means. And he was probably, like I said, he was the best business partner I ever had. And it goes back to what Jacob said. Those are just uncomfortable conversations that people don't want to have. Yeah, people don't want to have those uncomfortable conversations. But let's say
hire an attorney.
But let's say, okay,
they can have.
Let's say we don't hire an attorney. Let's say we don't have a prenup in business and things go south. But we were friends before.
Yeah.
Can we continue to be friends after the business was dissolved?
Well, it like I said, it just depends on why the business dissolved, right?
I think that's key.
That's
Sandra speaking to is
that's definitely key, because if the business dissolved because we made bad choices and we weren't able to nurture the business for it to keep going, but we just made bad choices and you're still my friend, then I don't have an issue talking to you. But again, back to the other thing, you did something specifically to make that business fail. And I know that you did.
Somebody did, yeah.
It's
then
almost
I'm not
like,
going to talk to you. No,
it's almost like when
you sabotage my business, right?
our business.
Yes.
It goes back to what you said. Like if someone was invested in money, it to me that's the equivalent of cheating on someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because what Stephen was saying, Stephen was saying like ramping up that relationship we're breaking up. No, what if he didn't know? But all of a sudden you look at the books, you're like, damn, there's like 100,000 missing in the last year. What happened?
Because
That person was being sneaking and took your money. Then in a situation like that, then obviously there's no coming back from that. Because even if you do talk to that person again, how are you able to trust them again
No,
with anything?
you can't.
Right? Trust is huge, man. Like, I mean, here's the thing about business, right? Is, people, you hear that term all the time, right? Well, you changed, he changed, she changed. I don't believe
Changes people.
I don't believe that. Okay. I think people are the same.
People are who
They just weren't exposed, or you didn't know it until you got, like Johnny says, plugged in. You weren't that close. You didn't work hand before.
Yeah.
So you knew each other from afar, right? Like
You knew of this
distance.
person, but you didn't know them exactly.
not even you were
Yeah.
friends, but maybe you were friends out here, but then business brought you here, and then you start finding out more and more about the person, and maybe those are things that you don't align with. Let's go back to relationships. That's like having a boyfriend girlfriend situation for a long time, and we think we know each other. And how many times have we seen someone, they move in together and then they split up? Because now you know exactly what they're like 24/7. Yeah. It's a different intimacy.
That's why you just keep them afar.
That's why you don't. That's why they don't spend the night. 2 days, you're gone.
That's right. That's right.
No overnight.
There's your baggage. They're by the
Yeah,
day.
now you take your step and you take it easy.
Exactly.
You know,
So
stay there.
We're good about our hotel and whichever one. Just saying.
So
That's like a prenup. They're just taking preemptive.
it brings me to the next question. Like, can men and women truly be friends? What's the word? Platonic friends?
Platonic.
Yes.
I have platonic friends.
Can they?
Yes.
Can they realistically?
You're my
Isn't
platonic friend.
there one or the other that may want something a little bit more?
Yeah. Well, it depends. I mean, maybe on the onset or initially. So I remember one friend of mine. I thought she was very attractive. We'd go out and she talked about some really crazy stuff. And I could not see the girl that I really wanted to be with doing those crazy things. So I was done. Like, but she was my best friend. I just couldn't, like, she just was doing some vile stuff. And I was like, man, you a nasty girl. So I'm done. Like, but you're a cool chick to hang out with. And I killed it. And we'd always go out, like every week we'd go out to dinner, have a great time. She ended up finding a girlfriend. It was just a really different dynamics, but I'm still friends with her to this day. Yeah, and nothing ever happened. Even to the point that I remember one time we went to Houston. She goes, my family wants to go out, and at this time I had a whole bunch of club connections. So she's like, let's go up to Houston, and we're gonna go to a wedding. I'm like, and that's weird, your guy with the girl to meet the family at a wedding. That's kind of awkward. And I was feeling a little bit weird about the mom, the grandma, and I'm like, and then we all go party, which I found very awkward. And the family just thinks I'm great. And we come home, we're staying at her sister's house, and she's just blitzed. And she just goes in the bed, pulls me in the bed, and just passes out butt naked. Nothing happened. So much fun. And I respected her, but she always knew when she was in a bad position, drinking too much, that I would always make sure that she was okay, that she would always make it home safely, and that nothing ever was going to happen to her.
Ladies and gentlemen, you saw it here. First and foremost, Steven came out of the closet. Simon is definitely
Oh my God.
GAY, but it's 2024. Don't hold it against him.
No, it's called being a man. So
Let me tell you this.
No.
I absolutely respect that, because as a woman, I would like to have a friend like that if I was going to get blasted. Not that I do, because I don't drink. I'm always the designated driver, but it always feels good to have somebody be a gentleman
To watch your back.
to make sure that you're okay.
I mean, there's a bareback.
I mean, I do the same thing for you.
Bareback.
I do the same thing for you, Christian. You act a
What
fool,
about a female?
but
It doesn't
still,
matter.
I have your back.
Doesn't
You're my friend.
Is it a bareback?
You're my friend.
It doesn't matter.
100%. Oh,
Okay, let me tell you what I think. Okay, you're my friend.
Right.
Okay, you're my platonic friend.
Right.
So if I get blasted, you're gonna tell me that you're gonna go.
First of all, I don't blast this. You keep saying that.
Oh my God.
I know. He
You're
said
drunk.
Yes, he
Yeah,
did
yeah.
say blasted.
He said she was plastered. Yeah.
Plastered.
And but
No, I said blast.
it was plastered. But go ahead.
Okay, so
He just focused on butt naked and that was
yeah,
it.
that's all
I'm
you heard.
listening to everything.
Okay, so you're my platonic friend. I trust you. We go out together. I get drunk. You're supposed to watch me.
Right.
You're supposed to be watching me. You're my friend.
Okay.
Now, I find somebody over there and I'm crazy. I'm going crazy because I never drink. So now I'm drunk and I'm going crazy. And you see that I'm going crazy over there. Would you kind of pull me aside and say, hey, friend, let's go. It's time to go. Or would you let me be a fool with that person
I'll be a buzzkill. Why would I do that? You're having fun.
and get naked over there and all that stuff?
And I'll be seen being that guy.
Wow.
How does that make me good?
Wow.
What do you
would
mean?
let me do that?
You're having a good time. Drunk.
No. So she's your lifetime. You've known her for years. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know that that's not me.
Here's a spoiler alert. A lot of men are assholes, and when they get into bad situations and didn't really mean to be in there. And let's just face it. I mean, that's just what it is.
Okay,
And it's not-
let me ask you the same question.
Oh, I can answer that.
So you know
Of
me.
course.
You know me how I am, right? You know
If
the
it's-
person that I am.
If it's
without my
opposite
drug.
what you normally act,
Yes.
now I may ask you, yo, are you sure you want to do this? And if you say, hey, do that, okay, cool. It's on you. But I've had the same girlfriend that we went to this guy rocks, he was like a wannabe rock star. He has a jacuzzi, and I had to say, yo, bro, that's my best friend. Don't fucking touch her.
Why though?
Because
Why she wanted to be touched by a guy?
that they can do that when I'm not there.
What? Wait, how?
Because, bro, when I'm there, it's understood. I need you to protect me and watch me.
Absolutely not. What if that girl wanted to be in there with the dude, but you're preventing that from happening to both of them?
Then
Why would
again,
you do that?
if someone would tell me, then I'm fine. I don't have a problem. Like, I'm not going to be the person I'm
But
jealous
she didn't tell you. You went him first and said, "Hey, Warren,
because I know
That's
because
my
I know the person. So let me see. If you're know a guy is very promiscuous and stuff like that, and this is your best friend that you maybe she falls in love, but you already know he's a piece of shit.
but she's a grown woman."
Okay, I'm sorry. I just think my friend's a little bit different. That's just me.
No, don't put it on me like I'm the bad guy.
I'm not saying.
Let's think about this
guilty
logically.
conscience.
Let's think again. You know, he always does this. He wants to make it at the bad guy. Again, if she's an adult, and he's an adult, and she's drunk, and he's drunk, and they want to go fuck, let them. Why would you prevent that from happening?
You're making it seem like I'm right there. Oh, God, no, stop.
That's what you sounded.
No, I did it before. It wasn't starting to happen and said stop.
But you went
Because
to the
I
guy,
don't-
you went to
because-
the guy and told him something before
Again.
anything even happened.
So hasn't there been situations where you're saying, hey, Steven, don't do this? You're watching my back, right? For whatever reasons, you know that person, you know the issue, you played it out in your head. And why did you do that? Because you're being cock-blooded? No, because you be my friend.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the bad guy. I don't let my friends do fun stuff. You know, apparently I'm the cock blocker, buzzkill. Yeah.
No, apparently I am. But I'm just saying, like, that's just me. You live the way you want to live. I'm just saying that's the way I choose.
I mean,
Well, I think y'all revealed a lot on the show. Like,
Yeah.
Sandra's the partier.
Right.
She likes to have fun.
Yeah.
She just wants to release all.
Then we're gonna go to
And you two
friends
are
and
trying to hold her back. Well, you're trying to hold her back.
Yeah, I'm
You're
pushing.
my back.
I'm pushing like, hey, go do it. Go, come on, Clip, do it. You can do it. Sandra.
That makes a big reveal.
That's how we roll. That makes her happy.
Wow.
If she's drunk on a 10-story high roof, she said, I'm going to jump and fly. You can
What's
do it,
this?
mama, fly.
So you're saying everything you have done while you're drunk, you meant?
There's a difference.
That answer the question.
No, you turn it
Just
back.
answer-
The dynamics.
Answer the question.
No, sir.
Answer the
We're talking
question.
about apples and oranges.
No, we're
No,
not.
we're
It's
not.
guy. We're talking about girl,
Answer the
girl,
question.
guy, platonic.
It's
Yeah,
different.
this one, now it's not.
It's
I
the
just
same
answered the
difference.
It's not.
I'm just saying, if someone is inebriated, do you think they are working in all their facilities?
I'm out.
No.
No, sir, I didn't say that. Well, you're talking about guy.
I
Well, then
It does matter. 100%.
You're
100%.
talking about a person being inebriated.
We weren't talking about a person, though. We're talking about female, male, platonic friendships.
Okay,
Yes
so
or no?
let's take out genders. We're talking about
Now
in
it's
person.
different. Now it's
So we're
different.
gonna. So a person inebriated, that is your friend, male or female,
No matter.
doesn't matter. You don't think that, or you do things when you're inebriated that you don't mean to do.
So if you're at a bar drunk and I'm with you,
Mhm.
you're about to make out with some strange, hot-looking woman. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. I'm looking out for you.
But
What are you gonna do
but
to me?
with that, okay. But first, for you,
Yeah.
first I'm gonna ask her, are you married? And then if she says yes, go ahead.
No. It wasn't about me. About you. How are you gonna feel? How are you gonna feel? How are you gonna feel?
Have
when
I
you-
ever
Hold
stopped
on.
that?
Listen to me.
Listen.
Damn it, let me talk. If you are drunk at a bar and there's a hot woman there,
Huh?
and you're about to make out with her, I go, hey man, you can't do that. She's not a stranger. How are you gonna feel towards me?
You would never do that.
Hypothetically speaking, if I did.
That would be
never do that.
Because then you would be coming out of the closet, and then I would know what should you feel towards me. But you would never do that,
You'll
Christian.
be pissed.
No, I wouldn't.
Same thing with the woman.
You
If
would
that
never
woman,
do
if,
that.
if she's drunk and she really wants to make out, in this case, you, because it kind of relates. And I go, hey, Sandra, you can't. She's gonna be mad at me. Like, hey man, I like bald men. Cool, go for it. But then she's gonna be mad at me. I can't do that. I can't be CBing people. Why? She's a grown woman.
Listen.
Sandra.
I think
Most
we should.
people-
I think we're gonna do the next show on location, or we're gonna get all fucked up, and then we're gonna go ahead and see.
Shout out to John
What
Williams.
happened?
He just did it.
He
He
did.
just did two at the bar. Yes, I am today. What?
And
Yeah.
then we're gonna see what happens, and then we're gonna show.
Oh, who's gonna get drunk first?
Well, we know you go first.
I,
No, this probably won't go first.
I ain't getting drunk.
No, you're gonna have to get fucked.
You don't
up.
have to.
I'm not.
Well, you're gonna have to.
You're gonna have to.
Yeah.
No.
That's what friends do. Platonic friends. So they get you drunk.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes
And then,
Platonic
he throws you into the streets and says, "Secret
Go.
self."
Go
The
meet
next
that
day-
with somebody.
The next day, I'm like, I told you not to do it.
Oh my god!
So, okay, so are we talking to
I don't,
exes?
you know what? I don't feel safe going out with him and getting drunk.
I don't feel safe going out with him.
Why? Because what?
Because you're not gonna watch my back. If I'm getting drunk, you're not gonna watch
You're
my back.
having fun.
Having
Just
fun
Why
is
would I?
not going
You,
crazy.
you want to know what's gonna happen?
What?
They're gonna be mad at me. Oh man, this guy, I really liked it when you told me you separate. They should be mad at me for me trying to do the right thing. I'm gonna be the bad guy. So why would I do that? Why would I put myself in that situation?
But how do you? But how do you know though? Because you've never done it.
Because people that are,
You've never done it.
what did you say, inebriated,
Inebriated.
people who
This
are,
is the word of the day.
People who are-
Inebriated.
people who are impregnated,
Oh my god!
they're
They
drunk,
better not be
they're
impregnated.
drunk, you know,
Yeah, they can't
all
be
they
drinking
think
there.
about is like having fun.
Having
I
fun?
am in nobody's.
Having
No.
fun does not mean having sex with whomever the heck is in her.
Sex.
Well, making out and having sex, I don't know.
No,
Look at your
making out.
mind that today. Keep
Making
talking.
that is
Why?
okay.
Why? Now she's blushing. Look at her. Why are you? You brought up like cheating, infidelity, lust, sex. What?
Just go.
It's not even. It's you.
The final
You.
sentence.
You are. Yeah. Just all the cards. Look at her. Jeez.
I think she's ready for the shot now.
Yeah.
Give me a
You know
shot.
what? Well, you just have liquor here. But anyway,
I have some.
Ooh, that was
guys.
great.
So,
I have some
so
in the office.
There we go.
are we keeping in touch with our exes?
It depends.
Is it healthy? Ex relationships? Ex relationships, like boyfriend, girlfriend. Not married, not with
Not
kids.
necessarily, no. I don't think you should, honestly, unless there's a reason to. Like if you had a working relationship with them and then you had a romantic relationship and then the working relationship ended, but you still want to have the romantic relationships. And yes, they're kind of your ex in one, but they're still there on the other end, then yes. But if there's no working relationship and no romantic relationship, there's really no reason to talk to them unless you really like them as a friend and you want to keep them around as
Okay. And then one of those two, they're friends, they're together romantically, then they separate and they're still friends. What if one or the other has a new boyfriend, girlfriend? That's not gonna jive
that's
well.
going to be toxic.
That's gonna be exactly.
So I'll take the lead on that because I have first-hand experience. Nah, I don't want to be friends.
Because you're the toxic guy?
No, because I've had no.
He's had toxic people.
He said, I've got experience being a toxic guy. Okay,
No,
so
I have experience of not wanting to. So I've wanted to be friends, but I question what my motives for wanting to be friends.
Because you wanted to be more
Got him.
friends.
Exactly.
Got him what?
You guys were talking about, yes, we can be platonic. There's always going to be one or the other who's
This
going
is
to have a little
also-
spark.
This
for
is
the other
also
person.
a fresh relationship. And again, I always talk about, I look at my introspective first, and then I make a decision. I don't go rationally into it and say this. So I always say, why am I going to do this? Is it, like, again, am I being genuine, or do I have another interest? Do I want to be friends because I really just care about the person? Or am I wanting to be friends because I'm just secretly pissed off that I lost?
Do you think that after crossing that line and being romantic, you can ever come back to just being friends?
For me, particularly because of the situation and the constant betrayal, no. And it has come to a crossroads just for me. The person don't care. These are all just internal things that I'm having to make sure I shut my mind off. But it's like, if you can't trust them, I think I got something in the mail, and I asked a stupid, very trivial question. Was no need to lie. And I still lied. And I'm like, just because of one stupid, like, you're never, ever going to get it, but it's not my job to teach it. And whatever on the path you are, good luck. Bye. And so I think part of my side for wanting to be friends, and maybe you can agree with this, is wanting to fix people, quote unquote, to help them on their journey and give them a little wisdom. But at this point, I'm like, they don't care.
Why? Why should you?
Exactly.
Because there's
not my job.
there's a relationship. There's 3 relationships where I've been the fixer, and I can't fix, and then things happen where we go separate ways, and they're like, "Oh, if you want to be a friend, up to you. Why? So I can continue to fix you? No, we're good. I'm out. So why should I continue to be in that toxicity of a relationship when we already crossed the line, and now we come back and we're friends, and I'm still trying to help you or fix you? Nah, you're on your own." So last year, 2023, I delivered a speech in a room. It was a beautiful room, St. Anthony, about 300 guests. You were there, but you weren't in the room. You had another friend.
You were drunk making out with someone.
I was not. I was not.
He was in a room.
Instead of the bar.
Someone.
But I heard it was a really good speech when I delivered the speech.
Wow.
And he comes to me, he's like, "What'd you get about the speech?" I was like, "Oh, what? Yeah, it was." Him and another friend of ours they were friend. They were in the hallway, but the speech was on
That's just rude.
commitment. The speech was on. Okay, what's next? The speech was on commitment and loyalty,
Which he had none of.
and that's a subject that just runs deep for me. So I'll use this example: commitment and loyalty. Right. So I have 2 ex-wives. The first one,
Jake's husband.
as soon as we signed the papers and she received her check,
She's out, gone.
done. No need to keep in communication, even though we were high school sweethearts. There was no need to. We had no children. I kept the dogs. She kept the money and moved on down the road. Second wife, we were friends before we ever got married, and we share a daughter. In all honesty, I would have no need to speak to her if it wasn't for us having a daughter, a child together. My daughter's now 19, and we rarely ever, I may say once every 60 days, maybe, communicate. And it's always only about my daughter. And sometimes I don't reciprocate the communication because I have no need to. Like, honestly, like, there's no commitment and loyalty. Like, who are you committed to? Who are you loyal to? And what is it for? What is the purpose? Right? So, like, you mentioned, like, those relationships, you were the fixer, and then you realized that you couldn't fix it anymore. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, commitment and loyalty. What is the purpose? Is there a need to? And whose hole does it fill? Whose heart does it fill? It's not always equal. It's not always reciprocated. So sometimes it's better just to move on and be done. There's 8 billion people on this planet.
Yeah.
I mean,
What about what's your take on those friendships that went into business and then business didn't turn out well? And it doesn't have to be financial, right? It doesn't have to be that someone was investing in money, but what happens when there's like a boundary that was crossed? Is there ever any way to go back and be friends?
I think, in my opinion, it has a lot to do with why the business failed,
Okay.
right? In my opinion. If it failed because together we made bad decisions, we spent money where we shouldn't have, we just didn't run the business properly and it failed. Maybe it was just we were trying to sell something that was not really a good product. Then yeah, I would talk to you. But again, it's why did the business fail? You did something specifically to make our business fail. You specifically, whatever it is, whether it's embezzling, whether it's, you made decisions without me that made that business fail. Then yeah, I couldn't trust you. And I mean, I would never go into business with you, but I would still talk to you.
so so Sandra brings up some great points. So I look at it like this, right? I spent a lot of time when I worked for the county for 22 years. I spent a lot of time hiring folks, right? Most people who are looking for a job, they come in, they present a particular way, right? 90 days, 120 days later, are they still the same person? No. And if they're not, what will you do about it? Think about that. Right? So now what happens, I think most of failure in relationships, business or personal, doesn't matter. I'm going to equate the two together. Most of the failures happen when somebody showed up to the interview and somebody presented a particular way and they're no longer that way, or they never really were that way because they presented it a way that they really weren't. Behind scenes.
They interview well.
They interview well. Everybody freaking interviews well. Who the hell's going to show up to an interview and say, oh, I'm going to show up late. I'm going to take a 2-hour lunch. Right. I'm going to call in sick. And I want every holiday off, right? Who's going to do that?
Steven.
Who's gonna hire you?
Who's going to hire you? Yeah. So same thing in a relationship. So you meet somebody, you go to dinner or drinks or whatever it may be. They present a particular way, but later on, as time goes on, either they presented with a filter. Yeah. Talk about Facebook, right? They
Yeah.
presented with a
Facebook
filter,
dating,
right?
filters.
With a filter, and later on, you reveal that they were using a filter. That's where everything falls to shit.
It's funny that you say that because I'm on Facebook dating.
I thought I saw it.
Yeah.
Wait, she popped up on your feed.
And I get a lot of, are your pictures filtered? None of my pictures are filtered, but
Did you ask that question?
That's that's the intro. We're fucking missing on that one. That's the intro.
No wonder.
That's what we're gonna try.
Let's go to dinner. Like, oh, she's so hot. I'm like, whoa, hey, where's the girl I met on Catfish? Yeah, okay.
Something we get. Thanks for the dating tip.
Let me say something. Let me say something to the effect of what we're talking about. I'll give you a scenario because this happened to me. We go into a new industry with a business partner. We go into a new industry. It is demanded of me that I make sales, so we can recoup our initial investment. Ooh. There's no protocol. There's no system. There's no training. There's nothing. And I'm expected to meet those numbers, meet the numbers. We want our investment back. And then when that doesn't happen, I get booted via text. No longer welcome. Don't hang out with me. Don't hang out with my people. Out of my circle. You're done. Good luck.
rude. You're not done.
Then I get a job at a different place. First month out, within 8 days, I generate $250,000 for the company. There's a protocol. Then I hit like the top spot, so I get invited to a special dinner. There's a system. And to this day, I'm going to probably hit Rookie of the Year by the end of the month. Right. Because there was a system There was a training, there was protocol, there was stuff in place. So was it really me? Was I the issue? And if I was the issue, did we address it correctly? Hey man, go fuck yourself. Or, hey bro, like, how can we help you? What can we do? Which way do we navigate? What's going on? Right. So sometimes the breakup is unjustified when it comes to business. Well, we don't take the proper measures to see how we can get that person aligned. It's what Jacob was saying. After 120 days, if they're not performing the way that they perform in the resume stage or the interview stage, what do we do to fix it? Or do we just boot those people?
Hey,
Yeah.
in business, you have to train though, because you have to look at the money that you've invested in training. And so in business, you would have to do it. But I think we come back, if everyone was just more authentic and genuine, then we wouldn't have this problem.
Yeah,
But
you know,
everybody's eyes on their
Their application.
application.
Did you fill out an application?
I did.
I'm just kidding. I was a part of that. You know,
He booted me, but
I was a part. I did not boot him. He booted me because of the booting.
yeah.
But that's all.
Then we all became booter. That's all I can do over here.
I will swap sides.
Is that the seat to sit in whenever?
No, you don't want no animosity.
But no, here's the thing about that, right? Is 22 years, as I mentioned, with Bear County, right? Had an amazing track record there. I still have many people that I hired, groomed, and saw promotions and helped them in their career. Many people that I still keep in contact with. And many of them, right?
Yeah.
And here's the thing that I realized in my tenure there with the county, and I've struggled to apply it here in the private industry because not everybody understands this concept, right? So when you hire somebody, if they're committed and they're loyal, then you need to find their strengths and make sure that they're working within their strengths.
Right.
Rather than just say, you are this is what I hired you for. And if you suck here, you're out.
Right.
That's what happens in the private industry with people who are not understanding in the right place, right? So I had many people. I had a guy that worked for me for 12 years who was loyal and committed, and he made a shit ton of mistakes on his documentation. But I overlooked that because he was loyal and committed. You see what I'm saying? You have to be able to look to their strengths and help them within their strengths. They're not a bad person. Maybe this is not the right position. Maybe it's a mismatch.
So I mean, we all have our management style, but me, mistakes. I've been at a client's last couple of days, and I've seen a particular employee just make the same mistake and bugging the hell out of me, bugging the shit out of me. Now, being a friend, it's not my business, so I'm not going to say anything or address the situation with the employee. It's not my employee. But of course, with the business owner, I'm like, why are you doing that? And so I go, and again, the loyalty and all that stuff. But at the bottom line, those mistakes are costing you time. They're costing you hours. They're costing you revenue. So you're either going to separate that, and it does suck. But you know what? At the end of the day, I mean, she's got an answer to a client on why there's a delay on their project, and it's not even the owner's fault.
But is there a mismatch in the duties? So, like, is there strengths that they could be put in? This is a big place here, right? You have a lot of staff,
Right.
and maybe somebody may not be the best esthetician. Did I say it right? They may not be the best esthetician, but maybe there's another position or role within the company that they could do amazing at.
And I agree, because I told her.
So that's what I look at is, right? Like, is there maybe sometimes there's a mismatch? They came in their interview because they needed a job, and they said, I can do this because they convinced themselves.
like somebody, you have for example, you have a posting for a handyman, right? You have a posting for a handyman, and I need a job, and I go, you know what? I
can do that shit.
I know how to do handyman stuff. Yeah, I'll go get in, just get in.
I got tools.
But then you notice that, I'm not the best handyman, but I'm a good cook. I can cook the hell out of everything. I'm just really good. Yeah. And then the position opens for a cook, and you get, hey, I know you're a great cook. You want to go over there?
No,
I would love to do that.
That I will 100%. Yes.
There's also the flip side to that, where you come in and they're like, hey, you're an amazing handyman. Come over here. And you get there and they want you to be the cook. And you're like, no, I'm an amazing handyman. Like my track record shows I'm an amazing handyman. But they keep telling you, no, today I need you to cook. Hey,
And you're like, I don't need to cook.
what if you don't know how to cook? You'll figure it out, right? So yeah.
But I guess, sorry for the way when I hear people say, oh, they're loyal, sometimes I'm just keeping dead weight. Now, the scenario that you talked about, I wholeheartedly agree. Yes, if they're giving it their all and they just don't for whatever reasons, but they're there, they're working their butt off. No, then I'm going to take a step back. Yes.
Sure.
But if they're just soaking on the system, and in this particular, there is no other place. I mean, I said, hey, she could be the girl who'll deliver you your coffee every day. That's about it. But I mean, I've gotten to the point and say, hey, tomorrow, can we fire this person? Because I'm just it's aggravating.
Yeah.
But again, I'm holding myself because I know it's not my business. I'm not going to correct the employee, even though I'm like, really, you don't see the error. I see the error. I don't even do what you do on a daily.
Yeah.
But it's not so I'm very good to just shut up, just let her do her thing. But it is a very,
and that's why I say, like, from a leadership standpoint, right? A leadership standpoint, I think you would agree, right? Identify the strengths within that person, because it's going to be a lot easier to move them to where their strengths are than to let them go and hire somebody else and start from scratch.
Right. Because then you've already invested.
It's a lot of money you lose. A lot of money you lose.
You have to teach them the whole culture and
Money you can make back, time you can never get.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because when you're quick to move away from someone, or you move them away from your organization, then, like Jacob said, now you got to start all over again.
Yeah. You got to be quick to hire, slow to fire.
Oof. Tony Robbins says that you have to be quick to hire, and slow to fire. And that makes a lot of sense, because if we don't,
Because you've invested time and money
if
into
we don't cultivate that role, that responsibility, those duties within the organization, or maybe it just wasn't meant for them. But have a heart to heart. Hey, where do you think you belong in this organization? Where do you think you can excel? And then move that person accordingly. Move like dominoes, right? Like chess pieces. But we can't just be like, let's get rid of all these and start over again. Because then it's a revolving door. We keep starting over and over. And every time we start over again, we're keeping our company from moving forward. If it's not growing, it's not building. We just constantly, it's a rotating door. And if it's a rotating door, we have to ask ourselves, is it the employees?
yes.
or is it the leadership?
Or do we have one common denominator in all of these things? That's the Jerry Jones factor.
What's the Jerry Jones factor?
I mean, let's call it what it is, right?
Toes.
Not every owner is a good leader.
Oh. Well, here's the thing. I mean,
Like, should Jerry Jones be coaching the team?
No.
Probably not.
I'll say like in
I'm going to say no, because you're right. There's people that are the chairman, they're the owners of the company, but they see someone else as a stronger asset, and they put that person in charge.
Yeah.
And usually
So
that's in the world. And then they don't let them be.
as a leader, you have to be able to give responsibilities to the stronger people in those fields than you are. You have to surround yourself with people that are good at whatever it is that you are having them do.
Well, I guess the point I was making is, like, Mike McCarthy has to be able to coach the team. Jerry Jones owns the team. But if Mike McCarthy is always sending plays down and saying, this is the person, or that's the person, or whatever, then what does he need Mike McCarthy for? The coach. You follow me? So, like you're saying, the owner should hire great leadership.
Right.
But what if the owner doesn't allow the leadership to flourish?
He wants to put in his 2 cents.
To be the better coach that they are.
But I think we'll also go back to being a leader. I don't know Jerry personally, but you can also say he micromanages his staff. If you're a great leader, you teach, or you know what you're looking for in a leader, and you let them go. You observe them, but you don't micromanage. Once you micromanage, then like you said, you might as well coach the team yourself. And when you have that restriction, then it's hard to produce by somebody's mind because you don't know what they're thinking. But I mean, in the corporate world, with the turnover, That's a metrics we call attrition. I mean, if you're constantly turning, then yes, you have to have attrition lower because at certain low points, because your training cost is one of the biggest costs that you have in any business, because you're training people and you got no productivity from them, no matter what industry, because you have that little lull. So you're right. If there is a pattern and the corporate's looking at it and you're seeing an attrition rate of 15% for this one location, then who is that in that location? Because that's an issue. And if you're a whole industry, and I think some people there is a difference between a leader and a boss. A leader, as Jacob said, cultivates, motivates, gives them inspiration, instills a sense of togetherness, and it says, make sure that they understand that we're all in it together. Makes them very good when we say a common bond, that everybody feels a common bond. We're all in it to accomplish the same goal. That's what a leader should be. A boss is going to dictate what you need to do, when you need to do it, and just check in and check out, just like any other employee. It is the difference.
Sandra, what's your definition of a leader?
A definition of a leader is a person that is in charge and can surround themselves with people that they know are as good or better than them in the situations that they need to be placed in. That's a good leader. Because as a leader, you should know that, hey, I'm not good at accounting, so I'm not going to do the accounting. I'm going to hire somebody that does that well. And in every role, you have to know what your strengths are and then hire people that are stronger than you in those roles.
Jacob, your definition as a leader. I think that a good leader encourages and empowers their team to grow and to work within their strengths.
I like that.
That's good. Cristian, what's your definition of a leader?
I believe that a leader has to create and multiply other leaders.
Yeah.
A true leader has to be able to pour into someone else so that leader can move out of the way and then this one steps up. You have to be able to create a leader. Otherwise, you have that narcissistic symptom, me. I'm in charge. I'm the guy. I'm the boss. I'm the owner. I'm this and I'm that. And because you want to do it all your way, we're not letting people flourish where they need to. And we're putting everybody down. We're keeping everybody low so I could be the main center of attraction. I think pride, I think ego, and a narcissism plays a big key role with people that are not good leaders. And I think as a quote unquote leader of a company, we have to be able to internalize and really ask ourselves, why are we having such a turnover? Why are people leaving me? Why can't people stay for a long time with me? We have to figure out that we're the common denominator in that problem.
Right.
But the issue is that no one's going to call themselves out. No one's going to say, I'm the problem.
Your story.
Unless you have maturity to understand that you need to take accountability and responsibility for everything that happens within your organization, good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
Steven, final thoughts?
I guess we go back to, should we say friends with ex-partners?
Hell no, we won't go.
I'm probably affirmative on that.
Yeah, I'm going to say no.
You say no?
Yeah, you know what? It's just too much stress. It's too much the what ifs. Like Jacob said, there's 8 billion. You know what? One person is not going to make or break my life.
Converted him.
Like, honestly, because I will say it's too much stress to have to worry about that crap. Do I have to say this or I have to do that? Screw that. And I've done that. I've made that. It's too much stress to have to worry about being someone when they don't really give a damn about you anyway. So who cares?
I want you to.
But if they don't give a damn about you, then they wouldn't be your friend.
No, incorrect. That's incorrect. Because people always have different motives. Just because we have pure interest, that doesn't mean everybody else has pure interest. So, to me, recognize the flags. I'm sorry, did you say flags?
Yeah.
With L?
Oh, did you have a guilty?
Sorry, no.
Red flags.
Flags. My bad.
Oh, I'm
sorry. I thought you were on the parade the other day.
I thought you were talking about your people. But go ahead.
No. Fiction shit. Anyway, I think what I've done now, look at the patterns, look at the flags, and don't ignore them. and just cut it before it even flourishes.
Mm.
Because if you already know the game, how the game's going to end, why waste your time?
But I think in some of our, I speak for myself, some of my relationships or business partnerships, you didn't know it was going to happen. But then it did happen. And when it did happen, sometimes it was for the best just to cut ties. Whether they broke up with you in business or you broke up with them, sometimes it was for the best. Sandra, your final thoughts?
Final thoughts is I'll take it case by case. See if I'm going to be friends with my exes or not.
How many exes are you planning to have?
I don't know.
Oh, after we get to take her drunk to the...
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm
No, I'm not getting drunk with this one. He's my platonic friend and he's not going to take care of me. No.
that'll be, because it'll be mad at me. How could you let me make up with that cute guy? Oh,
Hmm.
because Steven says the right thing to do. Okay.
Look at you, always got to make it seem like I'm retarded or something.
Hmm.
I didn't mean it that way.
But she's, you know, every time he says,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
he makes that voice,
I'm sorry.
I don't go like, oh, I didn't know it because, you know, I don't say that about you. I respect your
I'm going to
choices.
apologize on the air. I thought we even.
You just like, you know, I'm retarded and everything, I still have a sexier voice than you.
Jacob, final thoughts on, we kind of veered off topic a little bit, which was, are we communicating with our exes? And I know you guys' situation is different because you guys have had a long marriage, but for someone like me that, has girlfriends and sometimes they don't last for
Married girlfriend.
Yeah, sometimes they don't last for months. I'll deep down there. Tell me, what are your final thoughts on that? I think that really it goes to a little bit about like what Steven was saying. I think early on is, somebody's going to have some type of motive, right? And for me, it's better to just move on, sever ties, and wish you the best. But there was a reason it didn't work out. And you could be civil, but it doesn't mean you still need to be in a friend circle, in a friendship circle per se.
Got that.
Because then it's like, at what point in time does vulnerability take over? And then emotions start to sink in.
So I have a question for you. So when you say sever ties, that means delete their phone off your phone. Yeah? Because at some point or another, maybe you're drunk and you want to, hey, what are you doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, I thought we were done, and we're back on. And we're back on. No, round two. That's a great question. Because what I did recently, there was 3 women in my life. I blocked their phone. I knew it. I knew he was going to say blocked their Instagram. I blocked their Facebook.
Block.
Yes.
Block.
Yes. Here's the reason why.
Delete.
It's probably worse to delete.
Is it worse?
Yeah, because when they call me,
Wait, no, all you have to do is unblock and they're back there.
you don't know. Let me finish. If I just delete them, they can still reach out to me via Instagram, Facebook, or call me.
Oh, because of that.
Still. I mean, if you go into that level, if we're in a toxic relationship, it's gonna be toxic, right? I don't want to open the door where I'm drunk. I'm like, I miss you too. Fuck that. We're done. You
But
made your bed. You called it off. Nada.
now,
You can't have your cake and eat it too.
did you block them and delete them?
You can't. You got to do one or the other.
Sandra, do you even have
Because
Facebook?
Block is the next level.
Because look,
Oh.
Sandra, if you block a number, but then you delete it off the phone doesn't know what number you blocked.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sandra's still on MySpace. She's just,
Hey, I've never blocked anybody, so I don't know.
you should start blocking people.
Why? I don't have bad toxic relationships like you.
Okay, look,
And next week we're going out tomorrow. We're ready to go.
yeah, what you do,
I'm not getting drunk, just so you know.
let's ask the audience, let's ask the audience, because we want the audience to participate. Number 1, is it okay to still communicate with your ex? Number 2, is it okay to still communicate, depending on situations, with a business partner? Go ahead and chime in, give us your thoughts, opinions, and
And
Let's hear those answers.
number 3, who wants to see Sandra at the club getting tipsy?
Not me.
you're the only one who brought that up. I mean,
Well, we're
Sounds like you do.
We're asking the audience.
no, it sounds like you do.
We were doing
I got very
both.
excited when you asked that question.
Anyway,
That's weird.
You're weird.
Weird that happened.
You're very weird.
Yeah.
He is weird. Eh?
The difference that I know, I acknowledge it. You guys don't. Take it personal.
Acknowledge what?
Folks, that is our show for today.
That is
Did
weird.
you see something
Thank you.
that we missed?
Jacob Davis. Jacob, how can they get a
You know
hold of you?
what? Hold on. You didn't finish talking to us about leveraged. My brain is still baffled and I don't know anything about it. This is part 3.
Maybe just a half a shot for her.
Can you just tell me what it is, please?
So Leverage Nation, I pretty much focus on helping entrepreneurs and business owners identify the leverage opportunities around them.
Okay, I got that.
So because I love branding, and I love the creation of brands, how does it exist? What feeling does it elicit when you see it?
Got it.
What is
McDonald's?
what is the thought that comes about, right? You see McDonald's, you see their commercial, the nuggets, you can almost see them, right? You can almost smell them. You can
Double cheese.
You see that? Right? When you see those golden arches, it elicits some type of
And the
thought, right? So this is a thought disruptor, leveraged, right? And the word does not exist. I defined it in my book that you can
order the book.
Cristian is a
Where?
co-author in the book. You can order the book directly at leveraged.com.
Spell it for them.
Leveragt, leveraged.com.
I came back with my glasses just to look studious with our book.
You got all the backwards because of the spelling.
Not that stupid.
And one of the co-authors said, "Hey, can you put my name on there because I want to make sure that people see my name." So you'll see the names on the back. But it's a compilation of folks like Cristian, who that chapter telling about their own experiences with leveraged opportunity.
Very cool. Very cool. This looks like an easy read. This is good.
It is an easy read. It is.
I know Joe.
You know Joe Loyan? Yeah, he's out of El Paso.
I don't know Carlos.
So, and
You know, you look like a chef there.
Chef.
Like the chef on Food Network.
I do like
his
to barbecue, but I'm not a chef.
So get your copy.
Kids do not like it when I cook in the kitchen. They don't like that.
Yep. Get your copy. Get leverage. You don't exist until you exist. By Jacob Davis and contributing authors.
Yours truly, right here.
Shout out. I am one of the contributing authors on here.
Yeah.
So how could they get a hold of you?
Jacob, Google it.
Okay.
Leverage Nation.
Leverage Nation. Got
That's the easiest way.
Exciting
Cool.
stuff.
That's the easiest way. I'm all over.
So when are we going to the club?
Are we
The
are we signing off or is Sandra good for round 4 now?
We know what it's saying up.
Okay, all right. That is our show. That is
He gets open.
Relate to Elevate with Jacob Davis, our guest speaker, Sandra that loves to drink at bars and pick up strangers, and
You let her.
she'll get mad if I put her away the next day. And then we got Steven over
The next
there.
day.
Next day.
I'm so lucky to go home there. Oh my God. Anyway, good.
No, I was talking about you and Steven, the man behind the man, the man.
The real,
Yeah.
the real man. The real alpha.
The man be
So we look forward to seeing you again on Leverage Nation.
leverage.
That should be your blooper. We look forward to seeing you leveraging your way to relate, to elevate to your business. This is your podcast. We look forward to seeing you in the next show. Thanks so much.
You look smart. You should wear your glasses.
True,
She said that.
that's a facade.
Chapter 12.
12 or 11?
10. It's 11. All right, guys, we're out then. Yay, bye.
That's just on the beat.